Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the 8/8 of 2026 Mother Mary monthly message. It's the Lion's Gate, which there's a lot of talk about that. And it's interesting that there's a new movie out called Lioness, new series. But nonetheless, Mother Mary's messages have been coming through now for quite a few years through me. Of course, they've been coming through for thousands of years to people all over the globe. But tonight, I think we're going to take a special look at something that perhaps isn't quite on your radar right now, because I know a lot of people are looking outside of themselves and seeing all the changes, all the challenges and difficulties of, what's going on in the world and kind of wondering what in the world's happening. But Mother Mary has sort of a different suggestion. And I will just also say that everything that she offers is always done with love for your discernment. So if it feels right to you, take it in, enjoy. If for any reason there's something that doesn't resonate, then just let it go, because that's the power of love, to just really choose that which is right for you. So without further ado, I'm Samara, and I will be just bringing through Mother Mary to offer her love to you. Well, that was quite an introduction. I sort of don't know quite where to begin, but I do know how I want to begin. And that's with this sort of reminder. So many of you use those little to-do lists and sticky notes and try to remind yourself and put apps on your phone to tell you about something. And there's something you've forgotten. Hmm. And what I want to tell you is there's a gentleness that you have forgotten. In your haste to reach a destination that continues to elude you. Let me say that one more time. Samara even wrote it down to be sure. There is a gentleness you have forgotten in your haste to reach a destination that continues to elude you. So, what this is all about is understanding that whatever's going on out there, there's a place inside of you that has a clear, beautiful, perfect knowing of what is right for you in any given moment. Some call it your inner child. I call it your starry self. It does have to do in a way with your childhood, because if you think about children and their innocence and curiosity and being in the moment so clearly, they're not worried about bills and mortgages and 401ks. They're just playing and happy and curious and wanting to be with each other. So, this time that we're in, the wisdom that you are searching for as you're scrolling through this channel or that one and seeing who knows what and what does this mean and what does that mean, the real channel is already inside of you. And so, this becomes a practice of understanding that if you're so either disillusioned or heartsick or upset about what's out there, oh, stop. Stop, stop. Go and sit in the most beautiful place you can find at that moment. Could be your living room. Put on some beautiful music, perhaps with headphones, and do whatever meditation takes you inside yourself. And when I say that, I mean that clearly, not reaching for the 11th dimension or, the worlds beyond or the galaxies and all of that. That will come in time. But to reach inside yourself to the knowing and asking that knowing to be activated and clear and to sort of move through your body like a nourishing field, like a nourishing energy field, taking anything that is in worry or is in concern or is in pain or doubt, and just sort of soothing it as if you're doing an inner cleansing, as if the water is running through your body and washing away whatever has displaced this essential knowing that you were born with. Now, I understand all of you have had things happen in life where your childhood was perhaps taken from you in certain ways, but he or she still lives inside you. There's no doubt. So by contacting that childlike, joyous, clear inner self, you then ask this question: am I in danger at this moment? And I would have to say 99.9% of the time, the answer is no. So if you're not in danger, now you want to take another 20 to 30 minutes and build the strength as if you were doing your push-ups and pull-ups in the gym, only inside you are strengthening and affirming, I am a child of God. I am a being of light. I am the light I came to be. And I live in the unity of my knowing. The choices that I make are from the most loving, unified field within me. So all that I choose is absolutely for my highest good and is part of the love that I'm giving myself. Many of you have read about all these wonderful communities where people like the Essenes lived and worked together and communicated and loved each other and really dwelled in the spirit of love. And I know right now, not all of you have that comfort around you. So in this time that we're in this year and perhaps most of next year, there will not be steady ground for you to rely upon. There will not be clear pathways that are laid out by others. So it becomes even more important to establish your own footing, your own center of gravity, if you will, and your own way of deciding what is for me to choose or to do or to be. And again, it's difficult because there are the voices from the past, the voices from parents and bosses and others saying, well, you know, you should do this and you should do that. And then there's an endless array of information saying, oh, this might happen and that might happen and this might happen. But none of that has as yet happened. And that is why I ask you to ask yourself, is there a danger? Because if there isn't a present danger in which you have to leave the room or get out of the way of a fire or a flood, then it's this time to rebuild the structure within you that was perhaps damaged or set aside for any number of reasons. It's as if you think of yourself, your body, your heart, your mind, your organs, as your part of the earth. Like this is the earth for you to tend to. This is the earth for you to care for. Because once you really build that, now you will start to not only know the steps that you are choosing to be right for you. Now you hold a frequency, and this is so important. Now you hold a frequency that is so precious and so clear that as you walk about and do whatever you're choosing to do, it's as if you become a tuning fork and others can feel the unity of your beingness and be reminded that that, of course, is within them as well to find their beingness. This prophecy that was made, I don't even know when, that there were 144,000 that would make the difference in the world. There are already more than 144,000. So why is the world still not unified? It really comes down to this, that each of you that make these adjustments in your own energy field will then soon be uniting with others in the prospects and in the projects that are really going to be shown to all of you as you do this. What do I mean by that? You all know that the earth's fires and floods and all of this are happening right now, and it feels out of control and difficult and certainly worrisome to so many. So I want you to understand that within you, when you create this unified field for yourself, the earth in you, the water in you, the air in you, and the fire in you, and the spirit in you become a kind of structure, an energy structure. I'm trying to think of an analogy. So the funny one I think of is Legos. It's like you become a Lego. And now as you meet and see the other Legos, now you're like, okay, let's connect, let's connect, let's connect. And this is done both energetically and physically, so that your ideas can now actually come into fruition in the world. They have been talked about for centuries now. How do we heal the waters? How do we change the situations of so many people that are hungry and homeless? How do we do all that? And it becomes overwhelming because the structure starts with the individuals reconfiguring their own structure to be at peace, to be coherent, to be coherent. And then from that, these other things can happen. So the important thing to understand right now is that the information that so many are seeking to try to understand the world changes, it's a fruitless job right now, because no one really knows quite what will happen, because no one is taking full responsibility for their own decision making and their own part in all of this. So it's a magnificent leap to realize you have what you need inside you. And the distraction of trying to control the outer world by getting these pieces of information is keeping you from solidifying and calibrating the truth of who you are. And that's what we want for each of you, to just be the truth of who you are. Because in that, now you have taken a quantum kind of leap energetically. And all of you have such deep hearts and care for other people, and we appreciate that so much. By the same token, this quantum leap, for want of a better description, means that rather than, helping a homeless person here or there, or you will be able to create pathways so that the whole aspect of homelessness cannot exist. And it will take a little time. I'm not saying it will happen overnight. But I want so much for each of you to stop worrying, to stop reaching for some destination when you'll have information that other people seem to be hiding from you or something. The only thing that's being hidden is already inside you. I want to I'm trying so hard to give you a way to understand this. I think what I'll just say is you are the children of the light, and everyone on the world is a child of the light. But when you have come and listened and found this kind of transmission, you are ready to really live that in a way beyond how you have been up until now. And this is this leap into a kind of creative a creation zone. I'll just call it a creation zone. So that rather than trying to figure it out from the frequency that is already here, you're bringing in frequencies of possibility and saying, how about we do this or that? Earlier in the meeting, someone mentioned the Obama presidential, not library, but center that he opened. And it's entirely different than any other presidential library. Why? Because he used his imagination and he used his desire for it to be for the people, for all the people. That's why he would include letters that people had written to him that are plastered in different places. And again, I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when he imagined, along with Michelle and others, of course, what do I want to create that will give people a lift, that will not just be a library of my famous things that I've done, but rather will be an inspiration. So good job. So what could we create as a society? And there are examples in other countries already of different situations that people are doing. But for each of you, rather than spending half an hour scrolling through who said what to whom in the latest, please get out a journal or whatever you like to record or write with. Sit in your favorite beautiful place and ask, if there was no limitation, if money was not an issue, if time was not an issue, what would I love to see created or built? And now what starts to happen is the energy of creation, the energy of the stars, the energy of your birthright starts to fill your heart and mind with, wow, what if we did that? What if we did that? I know some of what I said tonight is a little different than my usual, but we're running out of time for change. We really are. And so don't, um, hmm. I'm going to go back to another thing that was said early on about the fires. And of course, two very good points were made. Richard made the wonderful point that, of course, forest fires are a natural way of spreading seeds and all of that. And then Janae made the very good point, well, this was arson, so not so nice. And many people lost their homes, etc. So just imagine that one of your practices at your home becomes building a tiny fire. Could be with a candle, could be with a little um, outdoor fireplace if you have one, or whatever you have that's, of course, safe. And you do a prayer to fire, to the element of fire. And you say, may all fire from now on benefit all beings everywhere. And you pray to the fire, to the gods of the fire. Why is that helpful? Every time you see these fires and you recoil with anger and upset, does it make the fire stop? No. So you can do a ritual with fire. You can do a ritual with water. And with water, you can say, may all the water that is most helpful, most beneficial, rain where the rain is needed. You know, the natives used to do rain dances. You can do whatever's your version of that. So the aspect that I'm showing you is one way to say it is to take responsibility, but it's like to take possession, to take ownership that you too are part of fire, part of water, part of air. And so those of you that are breathing smoke from the fires, you too can go inside where the air is pure, or even outside where it's not, and say, may all the air from now on be clear and breathable. And may my breath be pure. May I breathe in pure and breathe out pure. So you take it all the way down to the very specific practice and out of your head that is causing worry and doubt and judgment and fear, and just say, all right, I'm going to work with fire. I'm going to work with water. I'm going to work with air. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just end by saying this. It's time to be the light you came to be. And it's going to mean something a little different for each of you. But that light and the GPS for that light is inside you. You know when it's right for you, and you know when it's wrong for you. And yes, it's a little different than perhaps what you're used to. But many people have discovered that if they simply say, is this for me, for my highest good, they will get a yes or a no. And then you do that. So in taking care of yourself and reuniting that star child within you to be with you and to help you make the choices that are right for you, you're actually doing the very most beneficial thing for yourself, for your friends and family, and for the earth. Because when you have that star structure, if you will, you are beaming out a harmonic that is the equivalent of unconditional love and positive possibility. And that's pretty good. I often don't ask while we're recording for questions, but if any of you have something that's come up and you want it to be on the recording, just raise your hand and we'll do that. Yes, Wendy.
I'm hearkening back to something you said at the beginning, which was the thought, what is mine to do? Equally as important for me, and I think for many of us, is what is not mine to do. And I've been in a couple of situations lately with friends who have gone through terrible tragedies. And I was doing too much, and I wasn't asking myself, is this mine to do? And at some point, it was not. And I had to walk away with love. So you just made me think about that when you asked what is ours to do.
Thank you, Wendy. That's a wonderful question because part of what is so challenging right now, all of you that show up on my calls are already loving givers. Otherwise, you wouldn't be interested. And so the harsh truth right now is that if you are not able to draw that boundary of saying, no, that's enough. This is all I can do right now. Your energy starts to become depleted. It starts to wane. Your immune system goes down, and you could even get sick, and we don't want any of that to happen. So if you just even begin each day by saying, show me what is mine to do, and also what is not mine to do. And I will follow, that inner guidance, because when you take care of yourself, it is not selfish. It is truly the most loving act that you can do to then be available in the ways that are for you. Otherwise, you're just, draining yourself, and we don't want that for anyone. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording in just a moment, but I just want to say again, find that tenderness and that joy of being. And that is what I'm speaking about. It isn't about more work. It isn't about even more service. It's about understanding that when you put yourself back into a sort of holy template, what I'm calling your star self, when you do that, you truly become a world server, even if you're just buying groceries. So it doesn't always look like, Mother Teresa, as wonderful as she was. That was hers to do. That's what she wanted. So for each of you, it's more like really they say on the airlines, put your oxygen mask on first, right? Before you tend to those around you. So that's the advice. Put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can tend to the others around you. So that's Mother Mary on 8/8, the Lion's Gate, and Samara wishing all of you absolutely to find that starry self, to be that starry self, and to shine and shine and shine in the world. Thank you.